All right. Say hey, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Nice of everyone to be joining us here bright and early on the final day before the All-Star break. Yes, no more baseball for a few days after this. So let's get into the action here. We've got a full slate. I had a good day yesterday. It's been hilarious. We had 2 days ago, we had a great day. Got to, I think it was like 14 units down. And then we had a shit day yesterday, got back to where I was before. And now, after yesterday, I think I went 5-1, 6-1. Jesus, now I've got the hiccups here. But we had a good day yesterday, and we're back to where we were, down 13 units. A little better, but not good enough, obviously. So let's keep on rolling here. Nothing to do get too excited about it, but excited about the good day and excited about these games. So it's nice to see everyone bright and early here. Dabby Cab will be joining us here hopefully soon. He's got some yard work stuff that he's got to finish up, or they've got to finish up before he can jump on. But you will see Dabby Cab and I together this weekend. We will be at the All-Star Game festivities, specifically Monday afternoon, night. We'll be around hanging out outside the stadium during the Home Run Derby, watching it there. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're in the Dallas area, tune in, come on by and come and see us. You'll see Dabby Cab's big ass and my very much smaller ass compared to him. So come on by and join us there. It'll be a lot of fun. And don't forget, we've got a lot of stuff coming on here today. So tune in. Let's get started here, and let's have a winning day. Shout out to the chat. Justin McKelvey in here early, dropping his stacks play of the day. Shout out to you, Justin. LJ in here. Just Skunt Blaster, Von Polo, Morgan Spooner, Panger Life, all in the mix here. Shout out to you guys. Let's jump right into very interesting game here, starting in about, I guess, like 30 minutes. Roku game, the early game, New York Yankees, Baltimore Orioles, a good game. Yankees win again yesterday to take the series from Baltimore, which, man, the Orioles just have not been playing well in the last few months, or a few weeks, I should say, excuse me. So it's interesting. I don't know what's going to happen to these teams in the second half of the season. I'm definitely obviously going to be watching. I'm glad I didn't move on the Orioles yesterday. I was going to move on the money line, and I'm glad I didn't. That was a good stay off, I guess, by me. But let's talk about our pitchers here today. Carlos Rodon and our friend Dean Kramer. So Rodon has been very interesting as of late. Been making us money, but not by backing him. We've been fading the hell out of him in the last few days, and it's been a combination of him being bad and the Yankees not being good that's gotten us the money. 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs against Tampa Bay, 5 1/3, 3 earned runs against Cincinnati, and 5 innings, 8 earned runs against Toronto, his last 3 starts. So we've been fading him, and it's been great. I'm a little worried today, honestly. It's not often I'm worried to back the Orioles here. Dean Kramer on the other side, he's coming off of a shit start. That was his second start off the IL. His first one, phenomenal. Second one, bad. So it's interesting to see what he's going to do here. I do expect the bounce back. Let's actually check out what Dean Kramer's numbers are against the Yankees, because I know this Dean Kramer has seen them a lot. So while that comes up, I'll let you guys know that his last start, like I mentioned, was a 4 earned runs, and his last start against the Yankees was in this year on the 30th, January, February, March, April 30th. So I don't know my months off the top of my head. You guys can see. But he went 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. Last year, he had an appearance, 4 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned. He's been pretty good. He's faced them 10 times. And early on in his career, from 22 to 20, he went 1-4 against the Yankees. And then his last 4 starts, he's gone undefeated against the Yankees. 4-2, 9-3, 6-3, 7-6. wins there. So that's interesting. While we're looking at batter versus pitchers here, let's look at our guy Carlos Rodon and see how he does against the Orioles here. Because again, admittedly, I am leaning Orioles here, and we'll talk about the market and see if that perhaps pushes me in the direction. Rodon seen the Orioles once since COVID, you could even say, and it was this year already. 4 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned, 6 Ks there, no walks, but 3 home runs allowed at Baltimore too. So interesting. The guys that hit him, James McCann got him for the home run. It's funny, he's 2 for 15 against them, but got the home run. Ryan Mountcastle and Jorge Mateo all doing the damage there against our guy Rodon. So let's check out the market, and we will see if I'm going to move on the Orioles here. Because like I said, I was interested. 52% of the bets, 78% of the money on the Yankees here. So yeah, it's I think I end up staying off. The market movement in this game has been interesting to say the least. This opened up at minus 112 Orioles and then flips to minus 110 New York Yankees, and it gets up to minus 119 at one point. Now it is at 115. I'm going to refresh my site here real quick just to make sure. Yeah, minus 115 New York Yankees. Interesting. I think I'll end up staying off. Let me see what you guys have to say in the chat here as well. Oh, Kong's putting the Kong smash play of the day, New York Yankees. Minus 115. Yeah, I'm glad you put that in here, Kongs, because I'm probably not going to move on the Orioles here now. Justin McKelvey has the over 9. Shout out to you. And by the way, we see you, Kongs. 5-1. We see you. Shout out to you. Yeah, I'll stay off. I'll stay off here, but I'll be interested to see how it goes. Next game on our card, Oakland, Philadelphia. Man, I was a little disappointed. My only bet I lost yesterday was the under in this game. Phillies score 11 runs on their own. But we've seen this now. The whole team, there's, I think, 8 guys going to Texas for Philadelphia. And that's why we're throwing Kirkering in this today. With the primary, by the way, of Michael Mercado is allegedly going to be the primary today. So, I mean, yeah, this is. I don't think the Phillies just give a fuck about this game. They're already. I honestly think they're just on to the All-Star break, and it's going to be interesting to see how they do here. I'm a little, obviously scared to try to back the A's here as well, who definitely could be on All-Star break mode here. But I just think the Phillies are definitely do not bet today. Don't put them in parlays. Like, just stay away from the Phillies, I think, today. Michael Mercado, by the way, just doing some quick research on Michael, his last few appearances. He's had 2 starts this year and a relief appearance. His last start was against Atlanta on the 7th, 1 1/3, 5 hits, 5 earned runs against him there. By the way, this is his first home appearance as well for Michael Mercado, who's following Kirkring at Chicago. Was his first start, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run there. So you can give you the bulk. Do I really want to go and back him? I really don't. Joey Estes, who we've talked about several times with Jimmy, obviously. We talked about him going and throwing the complete game Maddox, 92 pitches, was great. And then it was an easy fade the next time out against the Red Sox, 8 earned runs against him there. That being said, I do want to back him here. I do want to back him here, and I think I will here. Mr. Tomatoes, I did have a magical day yesterday. Thank you for asking. Rob, thank you, my man. We need to have a good day here. It'd be nice to go into the All-Star break with 2 back-to-back great days here. So let's try and do so. So, yeah, you know what, guys? Let's check out the market here. If the market gives me some wings and makes me feel a little better, I think I'm going to move on the A's here. So let's see. The money line, unsurprisingly, 95% of the bets and 95% of the money on the Phillies. This opened up at minus 250, and at Bet Online, it is minus 223 now. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to back the A's here. I just think that the Phillies are already on going to sleep fucking Texas town. Like, they're ready to get out of here. And I think Joey Estes bounces back with motivation. This might be his last start of the first half, but I'm sure he's going to be really focused on it after giving up 7 earned runs, or whatever it was. So, yeah, I like the Phillies here, or excuse me, I like the A's. I'm going to look up the Phillies bullpen right now, actually, to see. Alvarado, Hoffman, both threw 20 plus pitches yesterday as well, and I doubt they go again here. So they still have a good, Matt Strom, Sir Anthony Dominguez, and Gregory Soto can still be serviceable for them. But yeah, give me the A's here. I'm gonna take the A's, and I'm gonna look at a team total as well. Shout out to Nutflush Allen, wherever he is. Market and the totals action, by the way, 66% of the bets and 71% of the money on the over in this game. We had a 10 open up at 10 minus 120 to the under. It has stayed right there, no movement. So that's interesting. But let's check out. So I'm going to be on A's, and I would love to see the A's bullpen as well. I mean, it's obviously been used, but Mason Miller didn't throw yesterday, so that's a good sign. It's not the bullpen it once was, but I think I will trust it with Lucas Ursig back in there as well. So yeah, here's my, I guess, the dog of the day for me. And by the way, happy birthday, Philly Eagle Flyer yesterday. I don't think I forgot to give you a specific birthday pick, but I had a good day on your birthday, so I appreciate it. So I'm moving on. Excuse me. I'm going to move on. The money line at plus 200, and I don't want to triple up on the A's. I don't love them that much, but I mean, I just feel like they're going to not whoop some ass, but I wouldn't hate going Oakland A's full game, Oakland A's first 5 plus a half at plus 120. The only thing I don't love is the team total over 3.5 at minus 130. That's juicy, to say the least. We have a 10 total, and I'm getting a 3.5 total. It seems crazy to me. God damn it. I'm going to fucking end up tripling up on this. All right. Oakland first 5 plus a half plus 120, and Oakland team total over 3.5 minus 130. All right. I have to go back and bet those all together here later, but I will be doing that as well. So 3 plays for me on the Oakland A's. It's going to be interesting to see. All right. Let's move on here. Nice to see you, Philly Eagle Flyer. Again, I just talked about you, so rewind it 2 seconds if you didn't hear it. But it's nice to see you. Happy birthday again. Hope your day was great yesterday, my guy. Royals, Red Sox. Big game. This sends a split game. Each of these teams won one already. Brian Bayo on the bump. Brady Singer. Again, I don't want to be biased here, but the Sunday Red Sox, we've talked about them at several points in the season. Sunday Red Sox, 15-1, I believe now. 15-1. A 16th win here would equal the best start ever on a Sunday. I mean, I find it hard to fade them on a Sunday. I find it hard, obviously, because of my Red Sox fandom, obviously. But yeah, I like the Red Sox here. It's just a little bit too juice for me. Market, there's 3 spots on the board today that are all kind of the same market, same line movement that I've all looked at, and I'm just like, I wonder what side of this is going to win. So the Red Sox game is the first one of these markets here. So let me find it. There we go. So only 16% of the bets on the Kansas City Royals today, but 90% of the money on the Royals, and that has not stopped this line, which opened up at minus 125, to go all the way up to minus 140 on the Red Sox. So that is one of 3 spots, like I said, on the board today that are like that. There's sharp action on one side and the line moving towards the side with all the tickets. So I find it super confusing to me. I definitely want to bet on the Red Sox here. I think they win this game. Like I said, 15-1 on Sundays. They just go for the, if they lose the first game on Friday, like they typically do, they just come out for blood to try to win the series on Sundays, it seems. I don't know what exactly to attribute it to, but it's been fun to watch, I'll tell you that. 64% of the bets and 69% of the money on the over. in this game. Opened up at a 9.5, minus 112 to the over, and BetOnline actually has moved it down to a 9. It's juiced to the over, minus 130 for the over 9. But it is there now, so that's very interesting. So I think I'm going to stay off this game, all said and done. But like I said, I want to bet the Red Sox. I do. It's just a little bit too juice for me now, and that line movement has worried me a bit. Real quick, by the way, Bayo struggled in his last start, 5 innings or 5 1/3, 9 hits, 5 earned runs for Brian Bayo. But he struggled against the A's. I don't know what it is, but the A's kind of own Brian Bayo. I'm not going to lie. 3 starts against the A's, all of them bad. So keep that in your notes for next year. And Brady Singer has given up 1 earned run in his last 4 appearances, 7 innings, 5 innings, 7 1/3, 5 innings, all against Colorado. Obviously not good, but that was at Colorado, which makes it more impressive. Tampa Bay Rays, Miami Marlins, Texas Rangers. So I understand it, I guess. The market movement's a little worrisome. Morgan, I agree with you. This opened up at minus 125, which I thought was kind of fair, and then it's kind of steamed all the way up. And again, I'll mention it one more time. There's only 19% of the bets on the Royals, but 90% of the money on the Royals. And the line has moved all the way to the Red Sox. So it's been tough for me to try to back it here. And like I said, there's 2 more spots. 2 more spots like that today that has really confused me here. So let's move on. By the way, shout out to Ron Crawford, spreadsheet dog on the Cleveland Guardians here. A lot of good dogs to talk about here today. And let's talk about those Cleveland Guardians. And like I said, Ron Crawford likes those Cleveland Guardians today. And this is another one of those spots. But shout out to Ron Crawford. I got you, Kelly. Did you hear those? The Ivories were just tickled right there, Kelly. Who do you think laid down that sweet piano riff? Obviously, but let's talk about the market in this one first, because I just talked about the other one. This is 24% of the bets, 65% of the money on the Cleveland Guardians, and this one has moved down again. We've got this one at the very least moving towards. Let me refresh here because I want to, again, make sure we've got the accurate numbers here. This one is moving towards Tampa Bay again. I mean, it opened up at minus 113 for Tampa Bay, climbed up to minus 130. And like I said, 24% of the bets, 65% of the money on the Guardians. So 76% of the bets. And it's moving that direction with barely any money. It's just like the books are just kind of laughing at this fucking sharp money here and just saying, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And it's worrisome. Like, I don't know what to do on these. Like I said, I want to stay off of them really. Like, I really do. Like this one here, like the line's going up to Tampa Bay. I felt like the Rays were semi-live in this game, but X's and O's, give me the Guardians at plus money. But again, I just found this one difficult. I like Pepio. Ben Lively has been pretty good to me. I've backed him on occasion. He's been nice, but in other obvious occasions, he's sucked. But it's just tough for me to back this game as well. 83% of the bets, 82% of the money on the over in this game. Went from an 8 minus 108 to the over and is now down to 7.5 minus 115 to the over at our friends at Bet Online. And again, if you guys are looking for a new book, Bet Online, a good one. They give very favorable dog prices. I enjoy that very much. Go to our website, pubsportsradio.com. You can click on the Bet Online logo right there, and it'll take you to the website. Sign up, promo code PubSports. You'll get a deposit match. Very nice by our friends at Bet Online. All right, let's keep it rolling here. I have no action on this game. Pepio is solid, and I think he's going to be bet on, and I think the Rays as a whole team will be bet on in the second half of the season because their pitching is starting to come together. Like we talked about Taj Bradley coming up and how much I thought he was going to succeed. Shane Baz right there with him. Ryan Pepio, he's been up, but now he's starting to pitch well, and he's getting to that Rays thing. 5 2/3, 4 hits, 1 earned run against the Yankees, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs against Kansas City. and 5 1/3, 1 earned run against Seattle his last 3 starts. So I respect it. I will be on the Rays in the second half, but I will probably stay off here today. So let's keep it rolling. Colorado, New York Mets, and German Marquez. Hello. Squirreling his way up into the MLB again after an injury. He's a 60-day IL guy with an elbow injury, and he has returned to the Rockies here. Fairly certain he's probably the only pitcher the Rockies have paid over the last few years. And obviously, the Rockies need him to even have a chance of doing anything. But he's been rehabbing. He's had 7 rehab starts. They were across all the fucking leagues, apparently. Complex, single A, high A, triple A, double A. He went everywhere. It's quite funny to see it. But 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs against the triple A or the double A Red Sox, who the double A Red Sox are very good. I saw him dice up some of our prospects, but he did pretty well. And 8 Ks, no walks on his last appearance. 3 2/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. 2 runs, 1 earned against Double A. He got crushed in one of his starts. The only start he had in Triple A went 2/3 of an inning, 7 batters faced, 4 of them got hits, 4 earned runs on a home run there as well. It's obvious that I typically am not going to want to back a guy coming off the IL. German Marquez is not one of those guys that I typically am running to the window to back anyways. But maybe this is a favorable matchup for him. Mets, again, last day before the All-Star break. Team that's been hot over the last month and has clawed themselves into a playoff spot, which I was shocked to see that. I don't look at the NL standings often, but I looked at the wild card and I was like, wow, Mets are right there. Didn't think of that. But Mets against righties this last month, and I'm talking about the last 14 days now, only 107 weighted runs created plus against righties. A little worrisome, but obviously the Rockies are worse against lefties. Jose Quintana has had, I would say for his standards, a pretty good first half, and the Rockies are 78 weighted runs created plus. Excuse me, against lefties. So I find that difficult. I'm not going to move on this game. I pass on this one as well. Check out the chat here. Rest of Kong's Clips card. Thank you, Kong, for putting this in here. I'll shine that so everyone can see that here. JPZ, Dabby Cab is joining us here, hopefully shortly. So don't worry, he's there. And if he doesn't, it's okay, because we'll just rock out this card, and I'll just see Dabby Cab in a few hours because, like I said, I'll be driving up to see my friend Dabby Cab. So no worries there, guys. But it's nice to see everyone. Dabby in the chat, Wine Time in the chat, Philly Eagle Flyer, all you guys. It's nice. And Big T's even here rocking out with his cock out. It's nice to see you, T. Maybe you can put the cock away, but it's nice to see you. It's nice to see you. All right, next game, Dodgers, Tigers. Does anyone have any idea who's pitching for the Dodgers? I did not have a pitcher going into this game. I've refreshed my odds sheet, and I still don't see odds for this game. So this looks like it will be a stay off, but Bo Brisky. No, thank you. Is this even a bullpen day? I need to double check and see if they have a primary listed here. They do, and it's KBO Kenta Maeda. That's fucking hilarious that he's getting an opener now. I guess it makes sense to avoid Ohtani, Will Smith, and Freeman one time. That makes sense. Ryan Yarbrough is listed at RotoWire, and he's just kind of like their spot starting guy, so maybe he goes. But yeah, I don't want to move on this game. I can see, Rance, what you're saying. Maybe an over. These pitchers probably don't give a fuck. Well, I wouldn't say that. It's tough. Maybe the hitters not giving a fuck will be underworthy, but yeah, I don't know. And thank you, Kongs. Brisky. And I'm living in Ski's house, and I can't even pronounce it. Yeah, I can't move on this game, though. There's no action or no odds for me, no pitcher for the fucking Dodgers, and no market. So moving on from this game, let's go to Miami, Cincinnati. Lefties, Nick Lodolo, Trevor Rogers on the bump here. -170 for Nick Lodolo here. And I've said I think he's the best pitcher on the Reds. So I'm the kind of not surprised. But man, when I back him, he has shit his pants. His last time out against Colorado, 3 2/3, 5 hits, 4 earned runs. Got touched up against the Red Sox, 4 2/3, 4 runs. He pitched well against Pittsburgh, and he had a little run there of having good starts, but back-to-back kind of rickety bad starts worried me a bit. And it's probably not going to have me moving on any, minus 170 red spot. Even with Trevor Rogers on the other side, who has been the one of the most fadeable pitchers, probably the most fadeable pitcher of the first half here. Not even just because he pitches poorly every time. There are some good ones out there, but he plays on the Marlins. So it's very funny to see like how much run support he'll get. So it's very funny. I'm actually going to look up who the worst pitchers were this year on money loss, just money loss. If you're backing these guys, Chris Flexen, the least profitable pitcher in the first half. Trevor Rogers right behind him, and Yusei Kikuchi right behind him. So very funny there. Very funny there. This is probably just gonna be another stay off for me here. Let's check out the market and see if a total jumps out at me here. 81% of the bets, 91% of the bets, and 98% of the money on the Cincinnati Reds here. Line has dropped down a little bit, but not enough for me to really, want to back the Marlins here. It's minus 178 opener now down to minus 172. And for the total here, 86% of the bets and 87% of the money on the over. And we've gone down. Or excuse me, no, I was looking at the wrong one. Actually, there's no movement there. So minus 112 opener, now I'm up to minus 113 on Bet Online. So no action here. Market's not really revealing anything here. So unfortunate there. Let's go to Pittsburgh. Chicago White Sox has been an under money maker for us last. It was for me yesterday. It cashed for Connor the day before on a first 5 over. I definitely do not hate it here today. Just again, both these offenses are obviously horrific. I think Mitch Keller can easily go out there and get the job done. And I mean, Jared Schuster is going to be an interesting, start here because he's obviously was a former high prospect for the Braves, traded the White Sox here. And it's not like anything is giving you real confidence here. Maybe he goes 2 innings. Maybe he goes 3 innings here. But most of his appearances have been 1 inning this year. Chad Kuhl, our old friend Chad Kuhl, is listed as the primary here. I mean, this feels like another Marco Gonzalez. Just they're going to throw Chad Kuhl in here, who, by the way, has pitched pretty well, I think. I mean, I'm looking up his game logs because I say I think because I backed him once and he pitched well, so I don't want that to color the whole thing. He pitched against Atlanta. It was his only start this year so far. 3 shutout innings. He's gone 4 innings twice. 4 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned against Cleveland. So he's not been terrible. But not backable for me. I stay off this game. Let's talk about the market, and maybe I can get on an under with the market here. Let's see here. Pittsburgh, 88% of the bets and 77% of the money on them here. The line has gone down, minus 196 to minus 179, minus 177 actually now. So, I understand why the line's coming back down to Pittsburgh or to White Sox here because I mean, the Pittsburgh Pirates being a minus 200 favorite is ridiculous, even with my boy Mitch Keller on the bump. 79% of the bets and 71% of the money on the over in this game. We have an 8.5 right now, and this apparently opened up basically 8.5 minus 115 and just dropped down a little bit, but not enough for me to back it here. So again, no action for me thus far, and Dabby Cab is going to keep riding the Reese Hines train. So shout out to you, Dabby Cab. Reese Hines over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, and Reds money line. Once again, that cash from yesterday. So shout out to you, Dabby. And by the way, we can't talk about Mitch Keller without at least showing it once, right? I mean, look at that. Look at that neckline. Got a strong jaw. Strong jaw on her. All right. Let's go to Texas Houston. Texas Houston will be an interesting matchup here. And by the way, we will be talking Euros and Copa America here. I have until 2 o'clock my time to talk about the Euros, and Copa is later today. So we will talk about both those soccer games at the end, by the way. So stick around if you're interested in that action. But let's go back to the Texas Bowl. A little annoyed I didn't back the Rangers yesterday. It was going to be a sweaty one, obviously. They won in extras, 2-1. But that was like backs against the wall. They had to win that game for them to feel like they had the season. Now this is once again backs against the wall. You got to win. You've got Max Scherzer on the bump. He's not going to be worried about the All-Star game because he's not going, and I'm sure he's going to be 100% focused here. And Ronald Blanco has been a guy that I've wanted to fade here. It's been funny. I wanted to fade both these guys, actually. I said this about Max Scherzer as well. I would like to fade these old men. Let me tell you, 85% of the bets, 96% of the money on the Astros here. And the line went from minus 150 to minus 130 here for the Rangers here. And I'm going to move on them. I'm going to trust Max Scherzer. I'm going to put on my Texas Cowboy hat, and I'm going to move on these fucking Rangers here. The real question, obviously, is first 5 full game, how we're going to do it. Max Scherzer, by the way, let's talk about his recent form. He's had, let's see here. I think he had, now this is his 5th start. I was going to say his 3 starts, but he has 5. He's going to be 5 here now. His last few have been 6 2/3, 4 runs, 3 of them earned against the Angels, 6 innings, 3 runs earned against the Padres, 5 1/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs against the Baltimore Orioles. I mean, those are his last 3. He had a 5-inning shutout before that, but I'm going to have faith in the guy. And the market moving towards the Rangers definitely is interesting me as well. Obviously, with all the money on the Astros, I think there's going to be some, a desperation, I guess, because like I said, the Rangers really needed to win this series to feel like they still had a season to come back to. And if they don't, I think they're going to trade all their pieces. Even if they don't, they're probably still going to trade all their pieces. But I'm going to move on the Rangers here. And again, the real question is always first 5, full game, or both. And both is never, I shouldn't say never. Both has not been a profitable option for me recently. Let's check out bullpen usages for both of these squads because obviously they used them up last night. Taylor Scott, Brian King, and Seth Martinez all threw big numbers yesterday, leaving Hader, Presley, and Abreu all rested for yesterday and probably ready to go today. So that's not good for the Rangers there. Maybe another under here, honestly. And for the Rangers, their bullpen is ready to go. David Robertson, who threw 30 pitches yesterday, probably won't be available, but everyone else will be. I mean, the Yates of hell, Kirby Yates, all-star Kirby Yates, which I thought was fucking nuts, but he'll be ready, and everyone else is not thrown here as well. So I'm kind of talking myself into an under, truthfully. And again, to go over the market on the total, 79% of the bets, 88% of the money on the over. And this went from an 8.5 juice to the under minus 117 to now just 8 each way, minus 110 each way, I should say. Like I said, I think this is going to be a tight game, and I think I am going to move on both here. By the way, Bookmaker opened this up at an 8.5 minus 115 to the under and is also 8. So it's not just bet online. All right. Let's go first 5 here because I don't trust that Rangers bullpen still. And the Astros will have their full complement of good bullpen arms. And I will go with the full game under here as well, under 8. So I will get those odds right now from our friends at Bet Online. Rangers first 5 money line is even money. Which does make me feel better. The 20 cents difference first 5 to full game. That is nice. I like that. And the total, like I said, is 8 minus 110 to the under here. All right. There we go. By the way, let's look at the comments here. I've not looked at the comments here in a minute. I'd like to see you guys' action as always. Aubrey, I am backing the Rangers. I know. It is rare, right? Balls, Jose Balls. I've never been betting against a known cheater, my guy. Good luck. Thank you. Andrew G. You could say that about the whole Astros team, I guess, huh? Oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna move on the I'm gonna move on it. So let's keep it rolling here. Nationals Brewers, Jake Irvin versus Colin Ray. A very interesting game for me on a lot of fronts. Jake Irvin, again, one of my guys this year. He's been in the rotation. I think he's solid, along with the whole Nationals team. Really, I just hope they keep calling up their prospects to keep making them bet on in the second half. Brewers. I don't think I saw a stat on Twitter today, and it was Brewers have not lost 4 games in a row the whole year. I was like, wow. That's crazy to see. Now, the Brewers are obviously on a 3-game losing streak here, as I have to refresh my standings page real quick because this thing is a little up to date now. I got 3-7 in their last 10. Is this a team looking towards the All-Star break? I don't know. It's interesting. But the thing that really stuck out to me when I was looking at bullpen usages here, the Nationals, they murdered their bullpen in the last game. Kyle Finnegan through 3 straight days again, and we've talked about, and Martinez is the only one that really does this that I see across the league. Honestly, relief pitchers do not go 3 straight days of pitching. It is not something that's done very often, and Kyle Finnegan does it, which is shocking to me. But he just done it here. He's not going to go again. Dylan Floro threw 34 pitches yesterday. I doubt he goes. Jordan Weems threw 38 pitches. I doubt he goes. Jacob Barnes threw 34 yesterday as well. So that leaves, and these are only 2 guys left on RotoWire. Robert Garcia, who didn't throw yesterday, but threw 26 on Friday and 8 on Thursday. And Derek Law, who will now be throwing on a 3rd straight day if he goes today. So that just, and we've talked about this. I mean, Jake Irvin just feels like he has to go deep. Like it just has to go deep. So I'm gonna look at his outs here because, like I said, I think he just simply needs to go deep for this team with an exhausted bullpen. And the Brewers against righties in this last month here, and I should say last 14 days, not been good. Second worst, 76 weighted runs created plus. So I think that Jake Irvin over outs here is going to be my play. Something, again, I don't bet pitching props all too often, but these are the situations I've been betting the over outs. I just really think that Davey Martinez is going to go to him and say, we need fucking outs today. So do your thing. Over 17 and a half outs, minus 125 for me here. It's, again, not my favorite price, but it's I don't know. It's a strategy we've been using for the last few weeks, and it's been pretty successful. If I went back and looked over my pitching outs props, I'm probably like 3-1 on them. So we'll see how it keeps going. But minus 125, over 17 and a half outs. I do think the Nationals stay in this game, and I don't mind people betting them to win this game either. We've got 80% of the bets, 95% of the money on the Brewers. And this line has trickled down a bit, opened up at minus 147, now minus 142. So I do lean Nationals here full game as well. I think he has a good start, Jake Irvin. Just a little worrisome that I'm like doubling up on these spots. I don't like doubling up here, but yeah, Kelly, you just read my mind. I feel like I've got to take Nationals first 5 here as well because, like I said, if Jake Irvin is going to pitch well, I think the Nationals go out there and win the first 5. So first 5 money line for me as well, Kelly. Joining you there. First 5 money line for me here is plus 113. So it'll be fun. And yeah, I do think the difference in full game and first 5 makes sense to me because I think we'll get it in those later innings. We'll get a tired Jake Irvin here. So it'll be interesting. So I wouldn't hate people like backing the Brewers full game. But first five, give me my guy Jake Irvin here, and let's see. St. Louis Cardinals, Chicago Cubs, Jamison Tyone versus Miles Michaelis, who I have gained a begrudging respect for over the last few weeks. I mean, again, his location plus is one of the best in the league. So it is the best in the league, I should say, actually. Max Scherzer, by the way, right behind him now. But his just stuff is so bad. 84 stuff plus means that he's got almost a 20% less effective pitches than league average here. So, I mean, it's tough for me to try to go and back to back Michaelis. It's always a little bit of a scare. And shout out to Troy Torrance wherever he is. He knows that the Cubs are the best 7-inning ball club in baseball, and then their bullpen collapses seemingly every time. But this was another pass here for me. Tyone, let's talk about him since I just gave Michaelis the old suck and rub. Tyone here, his last few starts, and I would say his last, I guess, month has just been great. 6 innings shut, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 7 innings, 1 earned run, a little bit of a bump with 6 innings, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. Came back with 7 innings, 2 earned runs against the Phillies, and 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs against Baltimore last time out. So he's been rolling. Not a guy that I enjoy backing, and not a guy I want to fade here right now either. And again, Miles, I just talked about his stuff plus and location plus and all that, but he's been on a roll as well. He had one very bad blow up start against the Reds two starts ago now. Or there's 3 starts ago now. But the rest has been 6 shutout, 6 2 earned runs, 6 4 earned runs, 6 in the third, 1 earned run, 7 shutout. He's been solid. So again, if you guys looked at an under in this game, I wouldn't hate that either. Maybe a first 5 under, but I've sworn off first 5 totals for the rest of the year. 79% of the bets, 91% of the money on the Cardinals here. This went from, let's see, this went from minus 125 to minus 122 at Bet Online. So not much movement. And totals wise, 91% of the bets, 89% of the money on the over, and not much movement there. So yeah, under or nothing in this game. And for me, it's going to be nothing. By the way, shout out to Kong. He just moved on Cubs money line, Cincinnati first 5 team note total over, and Hines and Seager there. Nate Dogg likes that first 5 under. Nice to see you, Dutch Boy Fresh, in the chat here as well. And Troy's taking the day off. How nice. Good for Troy. Good for Troy. But no action for me here. Minnesota, San Francisco Giants. Next one on the slate. Immediately I wanted to fade Blake Snell here. I feel like he's done this a few times now. He's come back up after being hurt. He had a pretty good start last time out. I would, am I going to go ahead and say that it was his best start of the season? I mean, I guess I have to. 5 innings shutout, 1 earned run against the Blue Jays is his best start by far. Really. Can he back it up? Do I want to believe in him here? We talked about him in earlier this season, how he admitted that signing late really affected him, and it didn't let him get into a groove and contributed to how shitty he was in the first 2 months of this season, 3 months of the season. Injuries didn't help. Now he's finally had some time. He got a bunch of rehab starts in, 5 of them total this year so far. He took 3 of them before coming into his last appearance. Actually, he took 2 of them. Excuse me, 2 of them. No, he took 3. Excuse me, I'm tying myself in fucking knots now. But he had a good last start. Do I want to back him here? I don't. I really don't. Like I said, I want to fade him here. The Minnesota Twins against lefties, full season of the best in the league. 127 weighted runs created plus. But over this, last month, 89 weighted runs created, or 89 plate appearances, still 142 weighted runs created plus. I just think this might be a bad matchup for Blake Snell here. So it's interesting to see. I've gone back and forth. I want to back the Twins here. I really do. It's interesting. Justin McKelvey stacks play of the day. Minnesota Twins at plus 107 here now. I have the Twins at plus 124 now, which is concerning to say the least. This opened up, like Justin saw, plus 107. It was a plus 105 opener at Bet Online, and just a steady climb towards the San Francisco Giants, up to minus 135 now. And by the way, this is a similar spot to earlier. 22% of the bets, 51% of the money on the Minnesota Twins, and the line has climbed up to the other side. But shout out to Stacks. Stacks play of the day on the Minnesota Twins, plus 107. Stacks, 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 stacks. Shout out to you, Justin, there. And I saw another pod in here. Morgan Spooner, Giants, Twins, over 10. My plus 255 there. Very interesting there. God, that's interesting. Let's talk about Chris Paddock. I am now interested in that over here. If you think this shit gets over 10, what's a measly 7.5 to 10? Chris Paddock returning here. His last start, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs against the White Sox. He's fine. And over here does seem appealing. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie at all. Lee Davis, Twins team total over 3.5. Is that it, Lee? Minus 110? Wow. Minus 120 for me. First 5 team total over 1.5, minus 120. Wow. Mark, I want to look at the totals market here again. That is interesting. 96% of the bets, 94% of the money on the over in this game. And the total has gone down from 8 to 7.5. Yeah, I guess I'm not going to move on that. That's crazy. Wow, this is a sharp, or I wouldn't say sharp. I guess the line just moving down is in a classic reverse line movement. We've talked about that several points at the beginning of the season. That was a cash cow for me, and it hurt me a lot in the second half of the first half, I guess I should say. So yeah, I'm going to stay off this game too. My card is I was going to say remarkably short, but I still have a good amount of bets in there. It just helps that I have 3 bets on the fucking Oakland A's of all teams today. So, all right. Yeah, if you're betting the Twins, if you're betting on money line, if you're betting on team total, if you're betting overs, I definitely like all of that. I'm just being a little safe, I guess, and not moving on it. So no action here for me, but shout out to you, Justin. Stacks play of the day on the money line there for the Twins. If you like that, you can get it at a better price now. Morgan Spooner also on the over 10. So shout out to you both. All right, Seattle, Los Angeles Angels, Logan Gilbert, Carson Fulmer. I mean, first of all, it sucks that Logan Gilbert can't go to the All-Star break or All-Star game, and he can't pitch in it, at least, I should say. I'm sure he'll be there, but I would have liked to see him pitch in it. He's been solid all year. He's been very, very good. I mean, the issue is obviously, do you want to back them and their offense? Has he faced the Angels this year? Thus far, he has not. But his last start, 7 2/3, 4 hits, 3 earned runs against the San Diego Padres. Just quality. The issue is always, can the Mariners hit for him? And I never want to figure that out myself here. Carson Fulmer, who once upon a time, I thought Carson Fulmer was going to be that fucking dude. And every time I see him now in the majors, it feels like a shooting star. He's gotten 3 innings most. He's going 4 innings one time this year. RotoWire has Roansy Contreras as a primary here. I actually, don't hate what the Angels are doing here. Throw 2 innings or 3 innings of Carson Fulmer. Hopefully he can keep it together, get Roansy out there. But the issue is that they use like Ben Joyce, 16 and 18 pitches back-to-back days. He's not going to go. Luis Garcia, 16 and 11. He's not going to go. Carlos Estevez, 17 and 7. I don't think he goes. I mean, he's the most likely one. Maybe they throw the last two guys because it's the All-Star break and they just need to throw one more game and get out of there. But I don't think Ben Joyce goes today. I mean, again, he's just so young and throws so fucking hard that it'd be just malpractice for them to keep throwing him out there. Just let him go to the All-Star break, God damn it. But the Mariners, their bullpen, it's pretty healthy, ready to go. No one that's stands out as being an inactive. But I'm not going to move on this game. Minus almost 170. It seems honestly a little cheap for these Mariners. 80% of the bets and 79% of the money on the Mariners here. And this opened up at minus 169 and has dropped to minus 153. So, I mean, maybe the Angels are live here. The bullpen days, I tend to lean towards these bullpens pitching well, even the shitty bullpens. Like I said, I think the onus is kind of more on them here. But if the Angels are live in this game, I think this would lean towards an under. 8.5 minus 115 opener and is still there with 68% of the bets and 66% of the money on the over here. So lean under. But again, I will be off of this game here. Markel, Dabby Cat had some yard work shit that he unfortunately had to take care of. So I am solo today, but it is no big deal because we're almost done. And then we're getting to the Euros. And then I've got a basically 7-hour drive to Dabby Cab's abode because he lives in the boonies. Let's go to our last two games here. Chris Sale, San Diego Padres here. It's again kind of a shame we're not going to see Sale pitch in the All-Star game, but it is what it is. I don't anticipate him he's not a pitcher that is looking towards the All-Star game. He's going to be focused, ready to go here. Probably why you see a minus 170 are the Braves a minus 170 worthy team? I don't think so, especially against the Padres. Padres have been pretty solid all year, and then quietly are in a I don't know if they're in a playoff spot right now or in the playoff hunt. I'm pretty sure they're in one, but I don't want to, just talk out of my ass. But let's talk about Randy Vasquez, who his last 3 starts have been solid. He's been starting for a little bit now. This will be his 13th start. It started off kind of rocky. He had some moments of just being crapped on. But his last 3, like I said, 6 1/3, 2 earned runs against Arizona, 4 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run against the Red Sox, and 5 shutout innings against the Brewers. All 3 are solid squads. I mean, how is this not an under here again? I mean, honestly. We talked about how the Braves are the best under team in baseball. 89% of the bets and money on the over. This went from minus 117 to minus 105 for this over. I think I'm just this feels like an under situation here to continue the Braves' reign of dominance on unders for this year. So San Diego Padres, Atlanta Braves under 7.5 going to be official here for me. By the way, Braves still the best under team in baseball, 33 and 58 to the under. 22 and 40 and 54 are the next best teams for the under. That is the Chicago Cubs, and right behind them, the Astros at 39 and 54. So, yeah, unders in Braves games. And did they really beam Judge? Justin, did they really? That's fucking hilarious if they did. That is very funny. I need to go watch that game now because, like I've said, that those coaching staffs do not like each other, and I'm very interested to see what they're going to do now. So that is very funny. Under 7.5. I need to grab this price real quick. I need to get it minus. Wow, I'm actually getting a 7 at Bet Online. Can I get a 7.5 at Bovada? Do I have to make the bet there? No. Wow, I have to bet 7. Under 7. Jesus, that sucks. All right, well, under 7, and I'm gonna get plus. I'm going to get even money. I was going to get plus 105 2 seconds ago, but I'm only going to get even money. So under 7 at even money for me in this game. And that leads us to our last game here. And Justin, let me know if if the Yankees retaliate in the next inning, because that'll be some good shit. It'll be very fun to watch. Blue Jays, Diamondbacks, Zach Gallen versus Yusei Kikuchi. Again, I mean, Let's look at what the Diamondbacks hit against lefties, but this one also screamed under for me here. A Toronto team that's kind of been mopey all year. I don't think they're going to get hits off of Gallon here at home, who we all know is a beast. Their numbers against righties in the last 14 days are not good. 86 weighted runs created plus. But how good are the Diamondbacks against lefties? 11th, 130 weighted runs, 130 plate appearances, 127 weighted runs created plus. Full season, they are 7th as well, 116 weighted runs created plus. Can Kikuchi keep it together? Is the question. Because I do like the under in this game. But let's check out Kikuchi's recent form: 7 and 2 or 7 1/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 13 Ks last time out for Kikuchi. Wow, that's absolutely got to be his career high against the Giants, who hit lefties really well as well. He pitched well against the Astros, who hit lefties well. Well, he didn't pitch that great, but okay, Kikuchi. 97% of the bets, 93% of the money on the over. And this one from an 8 and is now 7.5 juice to the over. Oh boy. All right. Kikuchi, I'm in. I'm in, you son of a bitch. Toronto, Arizona under here as well. Under 7.5 -104 for me there. I just don't think, I can fully expect Gallon to go out there and dominate. I can give you guys his last few starts if you'd like. Gallon struggled against the Braves, actually, and it was even at home. So that makes me feel even better, actually, about backing him here in a little bit of a bounce back and his first half right. So I'm excited, but he's pitched well. We all know this at home. His home road splits this year, 2.36 home compared to a 4.65 road. And if you're interested even in his career splits, 2.83 at home, 3.64 career home road splits. So give me Gallon. Give me the under. I believe in it. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do here. All right. So let's recap our MLB action here. We've got, kind of a girthy card now. I didn't think it was going to be that big, but those 2 additional ads at the end of the card made it a little more chunk. Starting from the top, A's money line plus 200. A's first 5 plus a half, plus 120, and A's team total over 3.5 at -130. I think the Phillies are out to lunch. Do not believe they are mentally in this game. I think they're all already in Texas. Texas, speaking of them, Texas Rangers first 5 money line, even money, and the full game under 8 -110. I'm also on Jake Irvin over outs -125 for 17.5. And the Washington Nationals first 5 money line plus 113. I'm also on those 2 unders that I just spoke about, those last 2. The under 7 at even money in San Diego Padres and the Atlanta Braves, and the under 7.5 -104. Excuse me, -104 there for the under 7.5 in Toronto, Arizona. All right, so that concludes baseball. If you're only here for baseball, shout out to you. I appreciate you. There's not many of you here, I'm sure, but thank you. And so long, we switch gears to soccer. 2 finals today, 2 very good games. We've talked about these games throughout the day, or throughout the tournaments, I should say. And I'm very interested to see what happens. So, first, Spain, England, in a huge game for England. I mean, we've seen this, cup finals failures so many times now. Man, I'm just so excited to watch this game. Spain has been, arguably the best team in the tournament, all tournament, playing well. Man, England has just had this team of destiny vibe, and they've just been running and rolling this whole time. I really think this is just another draw. We go to penalties, and it gets decided right there. Tony Trill has England to lift a trophy at plus 125. Yeah, and if you've watched me talk about soccer over the last few weeks, you'll probably have heard me say this, and maybe you're sick of me saying this. But in these Cup finals and these kind of like, not knockout, or yeah, I guess they are knockout stages because this is the final. But uh, when it's win or go home time in soccer, it is shot to flash. The bets are full time draw, I should say, and then both teams to win in extras, uh, and then penalties as well. But for this case, I think it's just going to be penalties. I understand if you guys bet an under. I think at most this goes 1-1, honestly. But draw will be my official play in this game, plus 187. So let me write that down here because I have to bet this after the show as well. I've got a lot of shit to bet after the show. And then I've got to pack and then go see our friend Dabra Cadabra. But Spain, England draw at plus 187 is going to be my first official play in this game. And for those of you who don't know, my soccer unit size is obviously smaller than it is baseball. I have more confidence in baseball, even though maybe the numbers say I shouldn't. But I have more confidence in baseball than I do there. But so England, Spain draw, and I'm trying to look at both team to win in penalties. So if someone could help me out with that, that would be great. I would appreciate that, but I have to eventually find it to bet it myself. So let me know what you guys think about that in the chat. So full game or full time draw. Uh, both teams and bet both teams to win in penalties. So you're just hoping it goes to penalties, and by then I think you'll be fine. So, and yes, Tony Trill, Jude Bellingham completes the Ballon d'Or if England wins this as well. So, be interesting to see. But I am rooting for England. It's gonna be fun to watch this game. I just enjoy how much they get into this game. I'm not gonna watch this game because I'm gonna be driving. But I'm excited to hear about it. So let's go to our next game. I'm excited about this one. Obviously, it's this one's going to be a great game aesthetically. This one is not. Argentina Colombia is going to be a battle, a knockout, drag out battle. As you guys can see, the 1.75 total there kind of indicates such here. You guys know I've got Argentina I should say, I have Messi to win player of the tournament at plus 400. I don't think that's going to win now. I haven't looked at the updated odds on that. I think that Colombia and James Rodriguez, or I guess just James Rodriguez, is probably going to get it. But man, it's going to be a good game. I'll tell you what, the Colombia has been playing well. They get to penalties, they drag you out, but I actually think this is just 1-0 Argentina. I think Argentina finds a way, and I think that, and for my sake, please Messi score this goal. If Messi can score this goal and it's 1-0 Argentina victory, then I think that my plus 400 Argentina or Messi to play big player of the tournament, I think that's live at that point. If Colombia wins, obviously James is going to get it, and I'm fucked. So would it be a smart little mini hedge to bet Colombia here? Sure. But honestly, my one bet in this game, it's just going to be a straight Argentina money line here. No, nothing fancy. I just think Argentina wins this game in 90 minutes, 1-0, and there's going to be a fucking shitload of yellow cards. If you're one of those people that bets yellow cards, I respect that, but yeah, I just really think that Argentina just wins this game 1-0. So Argentina plus 110. Let me see if Bet Online has better odds actually, because like I said, Bet Online does give out very good underdog plus money lines like that. Plus 114 at Bet Online. So, all right. Beautiful. So that is it. And yes, this game is in Miami. Great note, Myron. Thank you for putting that in the chat. This game is in Miami. And as someone that has been to Miami several times, Colombia and Colombians are going to be heavily represented there. It is going to be 85% Columbia. So it's going to be very interesting to see how like the noises, but I think it's going to be a sea of yellow and it's going to be popping and that's going to be worrisome. That's the biggest fear for me because I think they could build a cauldron kind of atmosphere, and we saw it with Venezuela. They kicked the shit out of Jamaica in an atmosphere like that. But I think that this is Argentina, best team in the world, arguably. Messi, the best player ever. So give me Argentina. All right. And about to die, and just in time to finish today's program. So thank you guys all for watching. I'm not going to recap my action again. I just talked about it a few minutes ago, so you can just scroll back and listen to that again. But thank you guys all so much again for watching Say Hey Plays in the first half of this season. It's been up and down, to say the least. We start off guns blazing up like 25 units, and then we lose it all. Now we have to climb all the way back yet again here. But I'm glad that you guys still watch the program and give me an opportunity to fucking fight here, you know? So thank you guys all for watching. Kelly, Ramon, Tony Trill, Fernando Mendoza, Rodney, Myron, all you guys, Lee Davis. If you're not a member, become a member of the Pub Sports Radio community. $4.99 a month to become just a Weeby Pubbin member, or you can go gold, $9.99 a month, and become a member and be in the horse races. We had 2 on Friday. Shout out to our 2 winners there. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to become a part of this community. You become a part of the family, and it's great. So we've got guys like Justin McKelvey, Kelly, Morgan Spooner, all you guys that make this show what it is. Andrew G, Fernando. Even when we disagree, Fernando, on certain bets, I still appreciate you for coming into this show and always giving your looks and such. So thank you, my guy. And thank you, all, everyone, like I said, for joining here. Don't forget, here's a little schedule update. Medicate Monday tomorrow. That will probably be the only sports show that goes live on Pub Sports Radio until Friday. You know, I think you'll have Locker Room Podcast Tuesday night. There'll be still, I think there's still UFC this week, but no betting with Bouquett, no Low Shack on Tuesday, none on Wednesday, and none on Thursday. But we're back on Friday, breaking down the whole card, betting with Bouquett. Jimmy returns on next Tuesday with Low Shack, but we will not be live here, or you will not be seeing me live here for a few days here. So again, I appreciate you guys. You guys are the reason why I have this job, why Pub Sports Radio has been what it is so far, and you guys are going to be the reason why we hopefully take Pub Sports Radio to the next level here in the next few weeks or years, who knows. So I appreciate you guys, and yeah, Fernando, I'm going to have withdrawals as well because you guys are like my family, my friends in the chat here as well. So I'm going to miss you guys, and it'll be fun to come back on Friday and see everyone again. Follow me on Twitter at Jose Bouquett. Just we could chop it up there, you know, send me a message or whatever. I don't check my Twitter DMs all that often because I get a lot of them with all the fucking groups I'm in, I guess. Thank you, Gamblestein. But it's still, I just want to hear from you guys and hope all of you guys are doing well. So shout out to you again, Fernando, Justin, Tony, Kelly, Ramon Scott, who turned into a political reporter yesterday. All I saw was Ramon Scott live breaking news tweets yesterday. I had a good laugh out of all that. I was like, damn, who would have thought Ramon Scott, political reporting ace here. But it's nice to see you, Ramon. I hope you're doing well. Rodney, all you guys. So thank you guys so much. And we'll see you guys on Friday. We'll see you guys on Friday. And if you're in the Dallas area, don't forget to stop on by, say hey to me and Dabby Cab. We will be outside of the Ranger Stadium during the Home Run Derby. We'll probably be there at like 5, 6 o'clock, honestly. So if you guys want to come down early, come say hello. We're going to be hopefully grabbing a spot, sitting and chilling. So, and we'll be interviewing people as well. So thank you guys again. I appreciate you. Say hey. And we'll see you guys on Friday for another edition of Betting with Bouquett.